Criterion can come up with?
Criterion did better with the most wanted label, the white and red one.
Like, come on, man. If I'm gonna play something like this, you might as well just remaster fucking both most wanted.
Mm.
Because everyone's been wanting the 15 and everyone wants the 2012 one. Everyone wants one of each. So, you might as well give the fans what they want.
I want a remake of the original Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. Not these
Yeah.
crappy ass,
I like Hot Pursuit
games
too.
from 2000.
I like Hot Pursuit too.
I like the original Hot Pursuit. I don't like the other ones. Where the hypercars were the creme of the creme. It's the
Yeah.
foundation of Need for Speed.
Yeah, Hot Pursuit 2 had no tuners. They had all hypercars. Dodge Viper,
And
Lamborghini.
they can't sit there and they can't tell the fans
Say
there's not enough hypercars. Like hell there ain't.
there's Bugattis. Like, come on.
You got
What else
Bugatti,
is
you
there?
got Lotus,
Maseratis.
Ferrari, they got McLaren, Pagani.
They upgraded within the
There's
years,
a
so
whole
they got
bunch
enough.
of other companies that came out too with freaking hypercars. Even freaking Ford has a hypercar.
Yeah, ain't it the Ford GT?
Hell, and Dodge now has the the hypercar with the Tomahawk concept.
The Chevy has it's kind of a hypercar, but kind of iffy about it though. But the Camaro ZL1.
Every car company has a hypercar.
Hellcat, you might as well say that that's a fucking hypercar because that car can outrun cop cars.
Well, outrunning cop cars is one thing. Having a high rate of speed is another.
Yeah, and Hellcat has
The
a
difference.
really high power motor. Not as not like the hypercars, but I could say it could run drag stripping. If they want to put like tuners and drift cars and drag cars together in one game, and then they put hypercars in one game, and then you can see which one sells more.
Drag was not the foundation of Need for
No.
Speed when it first came out.
I know. I'm just saying if they want to see which one sells more, bring out one game and then bring out another game at the same time of two different cars and see which one sells more. Guarantee the hypercars will sell more.
Well, they could do a drag spin-off, yeah. I mean, but it depends on how many people would purchase a drag, how many people would purchase the racing, how many people would buy, I mean, they could
Yeah.
branch off into so many. It's not even freaking funny.
They could make a Need for Speed for planes and boats and shit like that. But do they do it? No. Why?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out well.
No. But you gotta admit there's a lot of boat fans out there. There's a lot of
there's
bike
a lot,
fans out there,
but
and if you come out with a game that's worth it, like come on, man, 30-something gigabytes. That's small. Like come on. I admit
cannot
it's a
argue
lot.
with that.
I admit it's a lot
small.
bigger than PS2 games, PS1 games, and PS3 games. But like, come on, man, it's PS5. Like, come on.
They had no incentive of creativity while making this game whatsoever.
All units, suspect continues to evade capture.
It's like, why?
Try
Why
to
are you
defend it.
gonna-
Try to defend it all you want. Yeah, there was no pro
And
quo
quote,
when
quote.
it came to
Watch
creativity.
how funny this shit. Watch how funny this shit is. Okay, you know about this. I know about this, but does anybody else know about this? when you watch a channel, 9 out of 10, what happened to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? Oh, 2 weeks later, someone went on air talking shit about that game, talking how trash it is, how garbage it is. Watch this. Need for Speed Unbound came out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 weeks later, who was on air talking shit about Unbound? How garbage this game is. How of it looks like the other game that was supposed to be the 25th anniversary game, but it looks alike, but no one wants to pay $60 for it.
The 25th anniversary was not this game, okay? The 25th
No.
anniversary was the one that they just remastered and put out.
That was
And that's the
Hot
one,
Pursuit.
yeah, Hot Pursuit. It's like the fourth one, whatever it is, of its genre. But yeah, I mean,
He even said that this is your 25th anniversary game, and then people look at that like,
no,
what?
that was not the 25th anniversary game. That was the remaster of Hot Pursuit. That, and it even states it on the game itself when you go into it. It tells you it's the 25th anniversary. That's where EA gets it all twisted because, you know, they're trying to sell and make a big buck.
Right.
But if you were going to make a 25th anniversary, which one would you do to make the fans go, wow?
The 25th anniversary, if I was to design a game, I would bring, yes, I would bring Unreal Engine 5, yes. But I would do the on-track type, like you were just saying, on-road track. Instead of these fucking checkpoints, I would want to bring something back to educate these new kids. You know what I mean? Yes, it's gonna be better graphics.
But
yeah,
which game,
engine,
which
but
game would you, out of the
if it
Need
was
for
me-
Speed franchise, which one would you do?
A lot of them were good, but a lot of them were short, and a lot of them were ass. Like, if it was me, I'm like the original Need for Speed fan on Road to Track. I would do
Road and
that
Track?
one,
Road and Track?
or I would do the original Underground. That is
Oh
it.
yeah, hell yeah,
Those two.
Road and Track. I don't know about Underground. I mean, it was a lame
I
duck
would
for
bring
me.
it back.
I mean, I would bring it back eventually, but for
First, I
me,
would
it
do
was
the
a
on Road to
lame duck.
Track.
But yeah,
But
Road and Track
since-
as a remake. Oh hell yes.
That would be a 25th anniversary game. Now, after that, then I would bring not Unbound, but I would bring Underground back. But it wouldn't be the same exact Underground. It would be something new. Something, yes, it's going to be based on the same thing, but it would be an open world instead of a closed track world. I would want to bring something new into the Underground series. And that's what everyone wants, is a new Underground. But are they going to get it? No.
Yeah.
Why? Because EA don't care. Everyone wants Road on Track. Where is it? Where's the new Underground? Where is it? Apparently the new Underground is Need for Speed Heat. That ain't Underground.
No, that's
If
not
you think
Underground.
that's if you say that's Underground, then you must be doing some high ass drugs, and I want to know what you smoked.
or share.
Because you play Underground 2, there's no similarity to anything in Heat. Nothing represents Underground in that game.
Huh?
Except for maybe the designs, like the emblem. But, like, come on, man.
Throwing an emblem up there does not make it one of its main titles. I agree.
Now, I do admit that I kind of wish they would do this. Take their 3 best titles and make it into one. Obviously, we know one of them, Most Wanted, 15, right? 15. Then you got Carbon, okay? Not to bring in the old school, but the 25th would have been Road on Track. And then the next one would be the 3 best games after Road on Track would be Most Wanted 15,
Pursuit is on and we're going for the takedown.
Underground,
This is Patrol. We're engaging
and Carbon.
Be advised,
But
suspect entering Griffith Park.
you would have your new cops, like Rivals, stuff like that, like Heat, like them type of cops.
Right.
Put them cops inside that game. But you want Payback's kind of a structure where you can find cars around the map, hidden car pieces.
Well,
Then you
car
get a
pieces,
special-
yeah, that's Payback. But then you had a Need for Speed Most Wanted red and white cover where you found the cars like intact on the map.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes. Like I would have the cars around the map, but also I would have cars parts hidden in like certain location that you get a legendary car. Rather it's from Road and Track, from Underground, from Carbon, like real Need for Speed cars.
Oh.
That are just one of a kind. You can't pay for it. You can't find it on the map. You gotta earn that shit. Another thing, they need to bring the scoreboard back, like it's on the.
Oh,
Crew 2.
the competitive scoreboards.
Yes, they need to bring that because how are we gonna compete with each other, especially if we're cross-platform, if we can't even see our own scores?
Or other people's scores.
Another thing they're missing that was on Underground, but it was also on some other games too, is the URLs. Where is our races that we could race in like a track? Where's those races?
What do you
Like
track
remember
as
how,
in?
remember how on Underground 2
Oh, Underground.
you could pick your sponsors, you could pick your URL races. In order to finish the storyline, you would have to beat the URL races. And then after that, then you go meet someone else, and then you pick your own sponsors. I wish they would have something like that into this game. Not saying necessarily bring back the Crew 2, but bringing that into a game, whether it's a new title, whatever, that's something different. That's something from then.
Or they could even make it more different by adding more sponsors instead of the
Yes.
crappy ones they had in that game.
Yeah, they could add more better ones. Like say, hey, if you beat this sponsor, you get a Bugatti Chiron.
How
But
about
you have
real
to
life
beat it.
sponsors like Koenigsegg, Enki,
Yeah.
you know, racing teams that are
Monster.
like Monster, yes. I mean, there's a lot they could
Amp.
add.
Like
Red
Amp.
Bull,
Huh.
I mean,
Rockstar. Which I wouldn't want to rock Rockstar because they're kind of dog
Nas.
shit. Another one. What's that sponsor that they have on the seats that they call Erica or what's that seat? I always use that seat. Always the same seat in every car on Midnight Club. I always use the same seat every time. That's what I can see them adding in the new Midnight Club is sponsors. That would be cool. Because if Need for Speed won't do it, someone needs to.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm playing a remake, just a polish over Heat. Polish turd.
Spritz with perfume.
like I get, it's a beautiful game. I can see the mountains. I can see shit. I can see stuff that catches my eye. But they could do way much more.
They
Way
could have
much
done
more.
better. They could have done better with this game, and they know they just, I don't know. Seems
Like,
like
the
they didn't want to
bridges
pay
look-
attention to shit and throw the detail out the window. Wasn't really, you know.
Like, here's an explanation. Look at these two lights. One's bowed over and one's laid out.
Yeah.
They're two different lights. Why don't you have the same lights on both sides? That makes more common sense.
You would think, but you know, they want to try to save money, and they're going about the wrong freaking way, to be honest.
Like, this is probably my last Need for Speed, because the way that they're basically throwing it to our face is saying, fuck you, you're gonna pay, da 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 this, da 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 that, and I'm like, I'm done supporting your garbage. Until you show me a game that's worth my fuck, worth it, then I'm not buying no more. Like, this shit's garbage. I'm iffy about Motorfest. On top of that, I'm iffy about Motorfest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it for the $79.99 that they want.
Like, come on, man. $79.99.
Yep,
Like,
80
really?
bucks. Yep.
Look at this. I paid 80 bucks for this game. Tell me, why is this strip, not finished? Tell me why there's 2 lines missing in the white line. Why is there grass growing in the fucking road? That is dog shit. That's poor.
Must have been part of Route 66, even though it's supposed to be made in Chicago.
Like, this line narrativity is fucking dog shit. I can barely see the road. All I see is gray. Oh wait, and then we have 3 different blacktops here. We got black. It's like this road's under construction. Where's the construction?
That's the sad thing about Illinois and Chicago. The roads are always under construction.
In construction, which I do agree. I liked how they did that, where they made it look like it's under construction constantly, because Chicago's always in construction, always. Yeah. Which, that's what's cool about it. You know what I mean? But they could have done way more better. Like, come on. And another thing that they fucked up on is the day and night cycle. That could have been better. For the times, half of the shit looks alike. Yeah, someone broadcasted that, Raz. Like, from the day cycle to the night cycle. The time in between is poor. It is poor. They could have done way better. For the amount of time that they had, they could have done way better. Shit's ridiculous.
That, but yeah, I mean,
for 5 years, Midnight Club has been in the makings and yet to be announced. And the last thing I heard is they're polishing it and getting the rest of the glitches out.
They might be sitting on it too.
I know what they're waiting on. I know what they're waiting on. What is a big competition against Midnight Club? You already know this.
Yeah, it'd be several games actually.
Solar Crown.
Yeah.
That's a big game that's supposed to be dropping. And that game looks quite beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. Solar Crown looks hella beautiful. But am I gonna get it? Probably not. Not until I see footage and someone broadcasting it.
Could not agree more.
Because I'm tired of wasting money on racing games that
don't
shit.
Deliver. Yeah, I agree.
They take out shit, charge you 70 bucks, and then they give you that shit just like what Rockstar does, put it in bundles and make you pay 15 to 30 bucks for it.
Microtransactions from hell.
Why does everyone have to do the microtransactions? I don't understand. You could do this a more better way. Hey, we'll give you some cars.
Put something that wasn't meant to be put in the game instead of taking crap out and then charging us for it.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do it.
Like if you come up with a KS car, a KS body kit car. Let's say if you take the 370Z, right?
Yeah.
You put a body kit on it, a once of a lifetime body kit that no one else has in the game, and it was never in the game from the get-go. Let's say if you do that with a custom paint job, right? Let's say if you decide to use the paint job from Underground 2, from that 350Z, right? And then you put green nitrous, green underglow, green tire smoke. Let's say if you do all that, then you can say, hey, I got a custom car pack for $5.99. Okay, but when you purchase that, you need to add things into that bundle. If you want to make money, that's the way to go. Not take
Yep.
shit out.
Put
and
in
then
a
put
body,
bundle.
put in underglow, put in nitrous smoke, put in. I
Yeah.
mean, they could do
Shit.
it. I mean, instead of like,
And
oh,
even better, you could add roof scoops
uh,
into that deal. Roof scoops
roof scoops,
for,
freaking spoilers.
say, it's for Nissan 350Zs, it's for Nissan 370Zs, it's for Mazda Miatas MX-5s. It can be used for the Nissan 240SX or
Yep.
the 180SX, or you could use it for the upcoming car, the Toyota Supra. That is the best way. Once you hint something, say, hey, this is what's coming to the game, that's going to excite people. They're going to be like, oh shit, Toyota Supra is coming in the game. Oh my god. It's making its return. Which that don't get me. Motorfest is an illegal street racing game. It has cops.
Well,
It has all cars. But they're delivering the Toyota Supra. Why can't the Toyota brand allow Toyota Supra inside of Need for Speed?
they used
I
to.
think
They
I
used
think
to.
it's because Need for Speed don't want to pay what they're offering, and they're saying, fuck our fans, we're not going to pay this much money for this car to be in our game, when back then it was cheaper. When they need to realize it, certain cars are legendary and certain cars went up in prices. So you have to pay. I would like to see Toyota Supra make a comeback into this game. This map is perfect for that. I would like to see a freaking Lamborghini Gallardo in this game. I would like to see, what else is there?
Diablo,
A Chrysler
Countach,
300.
yeah,
Chrysler
Chrysler 300.
Like, come on. I would like to see a Lincoln Navigator on this bitch.
Seeing
Cadillac
that they're adding all these tuner cars and drag
And trucks and
cars
shit.
trucks and crap. Why not? I mean, you've already blown it now. Why stop?
Yeah. You might as well add the fucking, what's that other car? The Mitsubishi 3000 GT.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, they added the slowest freaking car in the world, and that's the DeLorean. Why stop
Like, come
now?
on. Like, you got fans that want to play this game, but there's not enough cars to look at. And another thing, you need to make it where people can race alone, not have to play with players. Like, have it where they can race by themselves with AIs.
Eh,
That would be
that's-
something cool.
That's another. I'm probably willing to bet that if this ends up going down the route that it's going right
He
now,
went,
we could see that Need for Speed will become a live service
yeah.
instead
Nobody
of
wants it to be a live
no.
service. Everyone wants it
instead
to
of
be
being a single player. But yeah,
You know what game I'm waiting to drop that's gonna shit on Need for Speed and it's doing good right now? Car X Street. It's on
Yeah.
mobile right now. It's on mobile. And they're slowly adding new shit every day to that game. I'm waiting for them to make a comeback. Make a comeback on consoles. Cause we all know about the Car X Drift. I can't wait for them to drop the street one. Cause I'm playing it right now on my phone and it's dope. The cars look realistic as fuck. Like way more realistic than these cars. And that says for a mobile game. knowing that Xbox is going against what? Against what they said, and they're going towards mobile games more than their own consoles.
Yep.
And you guys are brainwashed and saying, oh, we're gonna come with these games. We're gonna release these games. We're gonna release these games for your Xbox. Da 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 this. Da 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 that. I'm like, for one, they don't care. They're more cared about mobile games.
No, the only thing they care about is the almighty dollar.
Yes. Sony somewhat cares about their fans and somewhat, but
But they're the same
could
way
beg
too,
to
to be
differ.
honest. I mean, they're the
Yeah.
same way. They do care about money more. But
Yeah.
I mean, at least some games that they do have on their platform, they will listen to people.
Yeah.
I mean, a
Like,
good one
Conan
with
Exiles now listening
Eh.
kind of half and half. I could say
they're
that they're
they're
listening, but they're not
still
listening.
yeah they're still wet behind the freaking ears. I'm gonna be honest about
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
Mad Mind is a good example of a company that does listen to their fans. With all the bugs that I had with Agony and all the bugs that I had with Succubus, they actually listened and they fixed those issues. You know, I have really good respect with Mad Mind because they listen to their fans, and that's what makes, you know, a great company. Sure, some of their stuff is questionable, you know, whether it be provocative, whatever, because you're dealing with female demons in hell, blah, 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 blah. But the only thing is, at least they do right. You know, I have no quarrels against them because at least they do the right thing. That's
There's
what makes
another-
a great company.
Yeah. I really miss that a lot. I really do miss that when actually companies would get back with people. You don't have to call me, just email me. Like, for real, how hard is it to email me? Or like, I'm pretty sure you have our emails because we have to sign in with an email. And it can't be fake, it has to be legit. Like, how hard is it to come back with an email and say, hey, I heard your broadcast yesterday. I heard you have a bunch of ideas. Would you mind throwing it towards me? Then I will be like, well, there's a number that has to be talked, because if I'm sharing my ideas with you that you should already know, then I gotta get some type of cut out of this, because I'm giving you ideas and this and that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, I got on Twitter, I think a couple of days ago, and, you know, it's like, I messaged him, Ryan himself. He hasn't got back to me or anything like that. I said, you are so worried about the Activision Blizzard deal. I said, you know, I was thinking to myself, you have a golden egg sitting right in front of you, and you don't even freaking know it. The two people that are working on Horizon Forbidden West is the same
Yes.
two people that did SOCOM and Killzone.
Yep.
SOCOM and Killzone. You want to make a COD killer? You talk to them. You talk to them and you say, hey, let's make a deal. I'll reopen, you know, the so-and-so company, or we'll go under my label, my brand, whatever. Let's work something, you know, let's work something out, you know, because we only got 10 years, because once the 10-year deal's over, then, you know, COD's going to be leaving, so we got to have something on our plate, and, you know.
Yeah. And I could see a Killzone coming back. I could see it.
Well,
whether it's a remastered from the original to start out with, to see how big
from
the
what I
community is.
see, Nessie is working, from what I've also been reading, Nessie is supposed to be working on a Killzone collection from 1, 2, and 3. Okay?
Yep.
So if that comes through and it does well, people are gonna, Sony's gonna be like, well, we do have our COD killer. I mean, X Defiant is supposed to be really good. I'm not gonna. It does look really good, but the only thing is live play. It's not like you have single player and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it would fit the bill, but it wouldn't fit it for long because it's a live game.
I am impressed.
But
Actually,
if you bring in Killzone and SOCOM, you know, in their own limelight, which were both single player games, as well as online. Right there. Right there.
there's actually one game that they can bring back, and I would totally love to see it.
Relax, all. AWP is here.
They want these new games to disappear because they're dog shit. Not because they're dog shit, because they're overhyped, power-hungry bitches, and they think that they're the best of the best. No.
Patrol's on the chase.
They need to come up.
Plowing through traffic.
Remember that army game? I can't remember the name of it, but it was an army game. I can't remember the name of it, but it was back on PS2.
You're talking about SOCOM Navy SEALs.
Dispatch. I think we're gonna have to call it a day.
I would
SOCOM
like
2,
to-
actually, Navy SEAls.
I would like to see that game, but on Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal Engine 5, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And with Killzone and SOCOM, you know, putting their heads together, I mean, if they reopen Zipper,
Yeah.
shit. You know how many fans are freaking go wild knowing that Zipper was reopened?
Right. And I'm gonna stop this stream because I said what I had to say.
So, I mean, there is a lot that can be done, and I'm still streaming, by the way.
Yeah, no. I had to stop my stream
We lost that suspect.
because I might.
But I mean,
I'll find this punk and it's the last thing I do out here today.
they're wasting away, and, you know, it's like you have a freaking goose egg in front of you. A golden goose egg, mind.
Yeah. You smoking upstairs? Okay, I'll be up there in a second. Yeah. I do say Need for Speed has the same way. You know they got a golden egg in front of them. They got actually 4 good titles. 4 good titles.
They
One,
might have more
Road on
than that.
Track.
Yeah, Road on
Road on
Track.
Track. Number 1.
Yep.
2. The red and black label of Most,
Most Wanted.
Okay. 3. Need for Speed. Need for Speed Underground 2. Okay. And then you've got Carbon, the original 4 best games that sold out of the wazoo. Yes, the blacklist label Most Wanted did sell, but what people need to realize though is that game was not only sold and make the highest sales, but it also was one of the titles that got brought back to trade in for a new game. Yes, people loved it, loved the idea, but it wasn't enough. Like the one you're saying, the black and red label, where you can go around the map, find your own cars, you got legendary cars and shit like that. That was the dream Most Wanted. That's what Most Wanted should have been. If it was like that, with the blacklist inside of that, that would have been doper. That would have been phenomenal.
And
Another
you forget the other Easter egg they have, which they are not doing anything with, which would have been Hot Pursuit 3.
Yes.
It's the
that one was
original
the best one, too.
Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit.
So they got 5. 5 good games that they could bring back.
I
With
mean,
an
numbers.
upgraded version, add more cars.
Numbers don't lie, and people are skipping the numbers. So
And another game that sold a lot, Burnout Paradise. They need a new Burnout game.
they really need to either remaster that one because that one is still full of bugs. I haven't played it on PS5 yet, so I don't know how it will handle.
I played it on PS4, it was buggy as hell.
I'll have to pop it in one of these days and see how Burnout Paradise handles on PS5. But yeah, I mean,
there's a lot
Burnout
of good.
Paradise, definitely a good game.
Yeah. And a lot of people are missing the point of that game, and it was different. It wasn't like any other racing game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I could see a bunch of new games coming, like I was saying, the Car X Street. That's a good coming game. That's eventually gonna make its way to the PS5. Probably not right now. Probably not later. They're probably working on it right now. And for as slow as they're doing it on the mobile, they're getting all the bugs out. They're coming out with updates. They're bringing new cars, customizations. There's cops on that game. Like it's so fun. I have never enjoyed a racing game as much as this game. If they would bring this on console, that's their go. Like
Yeah.
Car X Street, that's their goal of making money. But when it comes to hypercars, they need to bring a good Gran Turismo again. A good Gran Turismo. Like, come
Well,
on.
Gran Turismo 7 is good, but the only thing it lacks right now, and this is right now, is races.
Yes.
It has plenty of cars. It has a plethora of cars, but we don't have SRT
Yeah.
races. There's no hypercar events. I mean, you have like your tuner stuff like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna have and you're gonna sponsor hypercars and stuff, you have to have those events, so that way people can make money. You can't sit there and be like, oh, you're gonna have to grind forever in order to get this car. You have to have a equal chance when it comes to making money in that game. And right now, it is the worst. It is.
Yeah. Like, yes, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 has a decent amount of racing games. I will not dog it. But on PS2 and PS1, not PS1, I can't exclude that because that didn't have much racing games as much as near as PS2 did. Half of the racing games that we grew up on are not even here.
Huh?
You see all these new games, these new racing games that are coming out, but you see all these simulators that are coming out, you see all these racing games coming out, but not one of them is good. You know what I mean? Yeah, some of them are good, yeah, some of them look fun, but you're like, do I want to spend $70 on Lego 2K Drive? Are you serious? $70 for a Lego game? Like, really? Like,
I hate to say it, but I've played well, I don't know about Lego, but I know about the Hot Wheels game that I just played.
Yeah.
That one is really decent.
Yes.
Like really, really decent. I hate to use that car as a reference or that game as a reference, but come on, if that company
Yeah.
can do that right and keep it up, they've got nothing to fear as far as these other companies. Nothing.
Yeah, like, I see a lot of, like, one of the games I bought, which you knew I played this on PS4, it was Super Street. That game was alright. It was alright. It wasn't the best. It was different,
Right.
I could say, because I could take off the hood, I could take off the fenders, I could build my own car, like, I could change the front, change the back, you know what I mean? Like, I could customize the whole body. That's different to me. Now, when it comes to racing, it was dog shit.
Oh yeah.
Now, if that company can come out with another game, then I could see them coming up. But with the style that they came out with, wasn't enough to make anything.
Right.
It's kind of like that Dangerous game that was made by fucking the same people that made Burnout. They said this is a new Burnout. For one, no, it's not. It's nowhere near.
The only Burnout is the one that Criterion made. And I think Criterion is the one that made them all.
Yes. I can't remember what the name of that game was, but it was Dangerous Driving, I think it's called.
Wasn't
And
that
it's just-
PS3 title? Or
I
PS4
think it
title or
was a PS4
something?
title, yeah. Yeah, but it's like, I get we were in a pandemic for so many years, like for 4 something years.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's 2023. Time to bring the good games back.
I was
It's
gonna
time to
say
up in your
you
game.
don't you don't have a home computer? Can't work on it at your house? I mean, I know that some computers can't have handle the heavy stress, whatever. But
Yeah.
I
You know what I
know
mean?
I know a lot of shitty computers that can handle modeling well. So there's no excuse for that.
Shit. Best way. If you have a computer, you're a designer, you have a console in front of you, but it's strictly offline only. You can't go online because you
Nope.
obviously don't want the game to be seen, period. So you have to have it offline mode. But if you have a computer, you're designing the game, you have more than one person working on the same game, means they're only restricted to that one file, and they have strictly offline access to the consoles. So you can work on it first, then you make copies of it, and then you send it to each of the person that helped design that game, put it into your console, and write notes on
Yep.
what you think can progress this game better before you launch the game. Yes, you'll have the save data on your computer. Yes, you're making it into a game. But just because you make it in a game doesn't mean shit. You can go back to the save data, update it more, update it some more, update it some more, and then make it again into a CD, and you throw that old CD away. And then you keep the new CD, or you keep the old one as like, put it in storage, because that's your first attempt of making the game.
Yeah.
Now you got your second attempt of making the game. Yes, it's going to take more than 2 tries to make it into a game, but to me it doesn't seem that hard. To me it doesn't seem that hard, but
It's
if it
coding.
wasn't so hard, I would be in the gaming testing right now. But me, I'm more of the idea person. I'm not more of putting stuff together. I'm more of, what if we made our own game? We made our own game with our own ideas. We pay someone to make that game. Come up with our own idea. Us raccoons come up with our own racing game.
Raccoon Racing.
Dude, oh my god. Being a driver as a raccoon. Driving in a real car. Have an option of a raccoon.
Why
wolf.
a real car when we can use little go-karts?